Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. I really feel like the crypto market doesn't know what it wants to do. Right now we're down, but as of yesterday, we were up quite a bit. I'm just gonna go to the chart here and show you guys. We were making our way up. This is Bitcoin on the hourly, by the way. Okay, yesterday evening, late afternoon, evening, this is around 8 p.m. on Friday. July 26th, we saw a huge movement up for Bitcoin, and then this huge move down. Lots of selling volume. And a huge shift in a downward direction. Okay, so we were coming out of this level of support here, and we're making our way up, but then the trend moved downward. I'm going to put this on the 30-minute because I wanted to show you how interesting this is. I created these zones probably weeks ago now. I believe it was around this time here when we were trending here around July 17th, I believe. And we were retracing because we had come back down, and so I had drawn this support level. You can see it better on the hourly and on the 4-hour. This level of support here before we moved our way up, and so as we were coming down, I was suggesting that we were going to base in this zone again, and sure enough we did. Coming up, coming down, touching this zone, but it's really interesting how sharp that move down was. Actually, let me put it on the 5-minute here. You can see, right? I drew these lines about a week ago, and you can see how that, even just yesterday's movement, shot right back down, dipped into the zone, and is now kind of hovering around this line. This line represents 9,500, and so I feel like that is the new level of resistance for people to agree, or rather traders to agree, that that is the price that Bitcoin should be bought and sold at this moment in time. We will likely see more upward momentum. I saw this from the daily hodl, this from PlanB, Bitcoin indicator signal surge to 370,000 per BTC. Now this is over the long term, guys. A crypto analyst known as PlanB says a metric based on miner activity points to a long-term Bitcoin bull run to $370,000. Now if you guys remember from a few days ago, I did make a Bitcoin prediction between $100,000 and $300,000 by the end of 2021, and PlanB here is suggesting that it could go even higher, so making my high end look a little conservative. According to PlanB, past Bitcoin rallies have begun after large numbers of miners who power the network determine they're not making a profit and temporarily turn off their rigs. This tends to happen when a Bitcoin bubble bursts and the price of BTC plummets. By running the math on Bitcoin's past price movements, after the so-called miner capitulation, PlanB says he believes Bitcoin is likely to begin a new trend to 370,000 over the next 2 to 3 years. So 2 to 3 years, again, same kind of time frame. I'm saying in about 2 years, 2.5 years roughly. So getting up to that $300,000 mark. If you have one Bitcoin, just one, guys, you could have $300,000 by the end of 2021. Early 2022 is what PlanB is suggesting here. So this has to do with miner rig activity, a very interesting way to look at things. So PlanB joins other crypto insiders who see Bitcoin's price plotting a similar path. In a new episode of the Unchained podcast, Pantera CEO Dan Morehead says his firm's calculations indicate Bitcoin is on a trajectory towards 356,000 in the coming years. It deflated so much that at the beginning of this year, when we were at the trough of the crypto winter, we graphed what it would be like if Bitcoin spent the next 12 months getting back to its trend line, and then from there out just stayed at its trend. And its trend had been to grow 235% compounded annually growth rate. At the time, Bitcoin was 3,000 or 4,000. That put Bitcoin at 42,000 at the end of 2019, which I know sounds crazy. But essentially, we're halfway back there. It's right on the trend line, and I think it's a good shot that by the end of the year, we could indeed hit that. And if you just extrapolate that line out for another year, it's 122,000 per BTC, and just one more year, 356,000. And those numbers sound crazy, but our first research piece that we wrote on Bitcoin, we predicted it would go to 5,000. And when it was $100, everyone thought that was totally nuts. But these numbers in 2 to 3 years, people will look back and go, oh yeah, that makes sense. That always tends to happen. Hindsight is 2020. We know Bitcoin has the potential to explode further and faster the longer it exists. Right now, Bitcoin is down 1.75% at 9,800. So this was written, I believe this article was from yesterday. So PlanB predicting a Bitcoin in the upper echelon of the 300,000s. Same with, who was it? Dan Morehead here, Pantera CEO. So, my prediction in that realm as well. This will be great for the crypto market as a whole. I feel like if we are still just specking around and playing the spec game, it will bring up other coins like XRP right now. XRP, see? trading the same way Bitcoin is, fell in that same pattern, okay, fell the same time that Bitcoin fell, going back to XRP here, and we're seeing XRP now vacillate here in this range at about 0.308. Gotta hand it to the kid, Alex Cobb. After saying he was taking a break from Twitter and YouTube, what does he do? Of course, he has another live stream because that's what Alex Cobb does. It's all good though, he puts out great content, so I don't think many people care. People encourage him to take a break, but then those same people are like, yay, we're so happy you're back early, Alex. And what was special about Alex Cobb's stream yesterday is that he did have David Schwartz in the comment section. Not going to touch on it too much, but Mr. B at XRP Mr. did highlight these couple of points here that David Schwartz mentioned in Alex Cobb's stream last night. Guys, if you haven't watched Alex Cobb's stream, it was a roundup on the Q2 report. I'll link it in the description if you guys want to watch it. This from at XRP Mr. So he screen grabbed a few David Schwartz comments here. I'm not an expert on regulation, but I don't think there's a regulatory problem in the US when a payment company uses a cryptocurrency temporarily as part of its own internal treasury functions. I believe this was a reply from one of Alex's viewers. So no regulatory scrutiny there. Companies can use cryptocurrency internally as much or as little as they want. They will not get dinged by the government for holding an unregulated product. David Schwartz clarifies something else here. The fact that a big part of what Ripple does is education. A big part of what we do is explaining things to regulators for use cases where the cryptocurrency is both internal and temporary. Sometimes they get it and then it's all good. So clarifying this, right? Ripple is not just a tech company. They are a bit of an educator. They have to be, because you can't get the product that you're creating, if it's so revolutionary as RippleNet is, you can't get it into your client's hands unless they understand why they should use it. Why is it a better mousetrap, David Schwartz? Well, David Schwartz will tell you. Not only David Schwartz, Brad Garlinghouse will tell you. When Corey Johnson was at Ripple, he was telling you. The team members overseas in Southeast Asia, in Europe, all preaching the Ripple gospel in order to get companies on board, to grow the ecosystem, and to make this thing as big as they can. And as much as Warren Buffett is against cryptocurrency, I saw this from crypto-XRP, that's at crypto_-XRP on Twitter, Bank of America to utilize Ripple blockchain. So we knew about this, right? So this tweet, I just wanted to kind of go back here. This tweet was about the Ripple blockchain patent that Bank of America filed last week. The patent was available. We are seeing that they are now using Ripple technology, or that they will be using Ripple technology. But then Crypto Dash also sent me this here. Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway raises stake in Bank of America. So it leads to this Reuters article here. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway has raised its stake in Bank of America. This just from yesterday. The company said in a regulatory filing on Thursday, the company owned 950 million shares. Yeah, 950 million shares. This guy ain't messing around. Of Bank of America as of July 17th. So you go to the SEC Form 3 here, you can see 950 million shares. Can you imagine owning that many shares of anything? Even a penny stock. Wow. So here's the form. You know, Berkshire Hathaway really upping its game with regards to Bank of America. They're not saying that they're investing in cryptocurrency directly, and I'm sure Warren Buffett, despite his postponed lunch with Justin Sun, will still end up thinking that cryptocurrencies are garbage. What he's investing in is a company that's changing the world, a company that's changing the face of banking, and he knows it. He's investing in Bank of America. But it really wouldn't surprise me if Warren Buffett also owned some XRP, maybe his personal stash, maybe not buying it through Berkshire Hathaway. This all paints a very clear picture to me. It's all about the regulations. Warren Buffett saying it in not so many words here. Even David Schwartz talking about the fact that Ripple really has to educate their clients on why they should use cryptocurrencies, why they should use RippleNet, and how it could benefit their bank or their financial institution. Boy, I really just can't wait for every country to get on board with their specific crypto regulation so we can get this show on the road, see that volume pumping through XRP, and finally cashing out some of that stash to gain some profits. Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.